Have you ever wondered why women came up with the concept of girlfriend allowance? Have you ever wondered why women always scream a relationship needs money? Listen to this lady.
Angilwine, but I'm saying amajita, they must know their type. Le type le yeyimoto thina so ungadlaleli kuyo mangabe uyazazi ukuthi ukhala ungashayiwanga makufanele ukhiphe imali. Dating a woman with a car is an expense on its own. Ngaphandle kwama full tank nani imoto idinga i-maintenance, idinga i-service, imoto iyagula. It's like a kid, we understand. So mangabe uyazi wena ukuthi ipakete lakho njalo makufanele livuleke wena ula hayi ngamane siyeke hey you are gold digger no hlala ne2 series angeke sinjudge angeke sisho next, because obviously if I have a car I need new tires like it's a lot, so choose.
She's talking about a type. Sometimes they talk about standard. These things are not standards. They are just exposing themselves. That I went to the dealership with my pay slips, my bank statement, and applied for a car. I qualified and I got a car. And instead of me admitting that I cannot afford this car, because after paying for this car, I can't buy tires, I can't even fill up the petrol tank. Instead of admitting that, she comes here and says, when you want to date her, knowing she's got a car, you have to know about these things. You have to know that a woman who's got a car is an expense. Whose expense is that? This is how the concept of girlfriend allowance started, whereby one lady realized, I'm broke, I cannot afford myself and all that. And then she started off with just one video. When you're dating a woman, you have a girlfriend, you must give her money, a girlfriend allowance. And this thing became a norm. Today, girlfriend allowance is a norm. Now they are starting another one of dating ladies with cars. These ladies who are busy calling you broke, they are actually broke. They make a noise about you being broke so that you can give them money to afford their lifestyles. These are type of ladies, slay queens, who will have 4 boyfriends, knowing that when I get 2.5 from each, then I have 10,000 rand. I can pay my rent and I can pay my car, and then from my income, maybe petrol, whatever that she needs. So most of these ladies who scream money, guys, most of them, they are drowning in debt. They got into debt that now they cannot afford to pay. She bought a car that she now cannot afford to pay. And she's out here making noise, blaming men for her not affording a car. She's indirectly blaming men. Why? Yeah, you are crying without even being beaten. Who's crying? She's the one who's crying for not affording the car. So when you must come into her life to come and pay her car. That is why most of these ladies call us broke, because you know that, okay, I qualify for a car, but when you do your calculations, your financial calculations, you can see that once I paid for that car, petrol and all these expenses around that car, I'll be left with little to nothing. So you abort the mission and say, no, instead I'll stick to the public taxi while I'm pushing a lot of things on the side. Most of these slave queens, they don't think like that. They just act impulsively, and then once they start to drown, they come and make a lot of noise. Any woman who's out here screaming, men are broke, especially those who say South African men are broke, blah, 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 blah. These women, they cannot afford themselves. They cannot afford their lifestyles. They cannot afford their cars they are driving. They cannot afford the apartments that they are living in. That's why they have to come and shame you and then blackmail you and gaslight you into giving them money. And once you give them money, they call you a real man so that they can go and pay for their rents. This is what they do to our African brothers. They say African brothers are better than us, so that our African brothers can continue giving them loads of money so that they can pay for these cars, so that they can pay for their apartments, so that they can, buy this fake hair, and then they look beautiful and they tell you, you cannot afford me. Meanwhile, she has to spread her legs to afford this lifestyles. We are dealing with prostitute, guys. This woman should just say, guys, I cannot afford my car. I'm looking for a guy who's willing to bang me and then pay me so that I can afford the tires, so that I can afford the full tank, so that I can afford my installment. That's what she should be saying, and then stop blaming men for an expense. My sister, tell us you are selling, so that if you are interested in buying, we will come and buy, and then you take that money, you cover all the expenses around your car. Stop telling us, hey, we are crying without even being beaten. You are crying because you got yourself into something that you cannot get out of now. 72 months is not a child's play, sis.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit.